and the meaning of their placement in this reading are listed in the description box below if you are interested in that information. I'm going to try and really hone in and focus on who you were and whatever past life wants to come through in this reading for Leo. Your personality, the type of lifestyle you lived, people you were around. It's kind of been a mixed bag for all the different signs, to be honest. So, and we have 3 more readings after you. So Leo, let's see. Who was Leo in their past life? Native American. When I first started shuffling, this card kind of flipped, but it was too early in the shuffle. So this card here, definitely strong Native American roots for some of you. But because their Dorian Virtue decks are a bit limited, to me, this encompasses more than just Native American, okay? This is also like the Mayans, the Aztecs, Incans, like African American tribes as well. Any sort of tribe, to be honest, this represents to me. So any one of those roots could really speak to you. And if it does, here's your confirmation, okay? That's part of your spiritual lineage. Nice. And you know, when I was shuffling, this was on the bottom, and this kind of caught my eye. And this is Atlantis. So this sets your time frame. This is the type of structure. It was a tribal, indigenous people is what you were in this era of Atlantis. Wow. And honestly, Leo, you're the first reading for past life that card has come out for this series that I've been doing right now. And then we have transportation. So you moved about quite frequently. You didn't stay in one location too long. Like, so throughout your life, there was a lot of movement, but you were definitely an indigenous person of the Atlantis era. And to me, Atlantis is a time and place that's not captured and recorded in our history. It's a time that's truly unknown to us humans today. You know, it was a place of a golden age that existed at a previous peak of human consciousness. So your soul has experience in this era, this time frame as an indigenous person, okay? Which is actually pretty profound to me. I love that came out, and you had a lot of freedom of movement. So let's pull a court card, Leo, to see what your zodiac sign was in this life. So right away with this, I just have to say, whether you are aware of it or not consciously, you are an extremely spiritual being. You know, we'll see if the Starseed or Indigo come out in your cards as I pull them, but you are, I don't even know how to explain this. You go way back. Like, your Akashic record is unbelievable. You are an incredibly wise old soul, like beyond anything that words could articulate. It's beyond being of like the most high, if there was a spiritual hierarchy. It's beyond that. This is like the creations of life, the creations of the earth plane, whatever this earth plane is, this game that we are all here to participate in. You're like the creator of that. The lineage of your soul goes back in connection with earth that far, because you got to think about it. Your soul is timeless, okay? And time only exists in the earth plane. And so to me, you are one of the creators of the earth experience for consciousness. You are the creator of this whole thing, okay? So I hope that makes sense. This is deeper than just being spiritual. This is like the creator. And I'm not saying that you're God, but you're part of the whole earth experience. You were part of that team of creation, along in cahoots with, spirit, the higher power of us all. So let's see what your zodiac sign was. We have a seeker of chalice. So, my Leo, you were a Cancer, which I'm not surprised considering, what you were doing. You were a Cancer. So if you have Cancer in your South Node, in your astrology chart, this reading is especially strong for you, okay? So let's pull another card to get a sense of what your personality was as this Cancer. Cancers are very sensitive, they're healers, they're empathic. So this lifetime that you're experiencing now, you're probably quite sensitive to other people and what they're going through, and feel quite a bit of sympathy and empathy for them. Alright, so we have the Altar Priestess. Preparation, prayer, a sacred ritual. Do I need to say more with Atlantis right here? Yeah. So you were somebody within this indigenous tribe that you existed. You were somebody of importance, okay? You were in a hierarchy, not royal. I'm not talking about that, but whatever this was, whatever your role was, you definitely were somebody of power. And you understood completely the magic of life and how energy works, the alchemist, how to manifest, sacred ritual, prayer. Like, you were well versed in all of that. Again, you are part of the team, the creators of this experience, all right? Now, what I mean by that is, here's Earth that's created, there's people, you come in, you experience, the energies here as an indigenous being connected into the earth and all things within the earth, a deep spiritual connection and knowing, and your experience as you experience everything, that's direct feedback, and it constructs and changes and puts this whole experience of humanity and the evolution of humanity on a certain path, okay? So you were a person of importance in this era. Very spiritual, very wise. Like, the secrets of life are contained within your soul, Leo. I would really highly recommend past life regression or any sort of anything that can help trigger you and unlock the memory of this experience, because it's pretty fantastic and magical if you ask me. I love that this message is coming out. It's the first of its kind in all of these readings, so you guys are definitely unique. So let's pull two Vintage Wisdom Oracles to see traits of your personality, of your character, of who you were, for the good or the bad, because even though you were this amazing wise being, this scientist of humanity, that's way too many, because we're only pulling two, and there was like 7 there. So we'll just shove them down there in the middle, and then pull 2. We have change and hope. So with this here, this to me speaks again to your mission of even existing in this life, in this period, okay? You were part of the creation of this whole humanity experience. And because of you and your perception, there was changes made, okay? I don't even, like, this is so much bigger than, like, anything that is normal today, okay? We as humans, what's normal to us, what we think is possible, is what we've been experiencing while we're in existence right now in this time frame, and what is possible and what is not possible. And in this era of Atlantis, it's a completely different energy, and the consciousness of mankind, of humanity, is so much more elevated than what it is right now. And the understanding of energy and how it all works and how to manifest, being the alchemist, like, that was widely known and practiced in this era, okay? And you were a master of this energy. So there were many things about the earth experience that you changed, that you were in control of. It's like you really had power. If you can think of, like, the people who are in charge of Earth, if you could think of it that way, you were like one of those people. And it's at the beginning time. It's, because there's evidence that there was, like, this massive flood all over Earth, so there was, like, a reset, right? And a lot of knowledge and wisdom was lost, and everybody thinks, like, that aliens seeded the planet and all of that, when I personally feel that, yeah, that could have happened, but the evidence that we see that exists today isn't that of aliens. It's the evidence of humanity being at a much higher existence than we are today. And, there is evidence all over the world of a great flood that wiped a lot of things out. And you, Leo, you were around in that era. You were part of that decision to make that reset, to change things because of the way, humanity was set to go. Like, you were part of those plans. So the lives that you've been living since this particular incarnation is in part of your own hand for all of humanity, okay? And you would say, oh, I'm just a normal human, how could that be? Well, again, you're still part of the ground crew. Your life, your existence today is constantly giving feedback and changing and altering even the human experience today. Like, we don't know how this all works at a higher level. We can only speculate, but based on your cards, like, you are such a significant part of humanity and the experience of it today. You're probably really technical now in this life. Like, you really understand the workings of, like, electronics or engines or anything like that. Like, you can just grasp that very easy. It's because of what your soul really is. And do not be fooled by the costume that you wear in the physical world. That is nothing. Your soul, you guys are something quite special here, okay? And that's all I can really say. And with hope, this to me is, again, speaking to this Cancer energy where you were very healing and nurturing to anybody that you encountered. And it's because you were some priestess, somebody of importance, and people would come to you and you would bless them, you would heal them, you would give them answers. You taught them alchemy, you taught them the ways of life. And back in this time frame, the goals and desires of each individual human was a lot different than it is today. You really helped people, with the magic of life, and teach them how to change their destiny, their life upon their energy. Like the ancient teachings, how life really truly works is written in your soul, Leo. You have access to that. And you probably give really good advice to people, and people probably rely on you and ask you for favors, and that's just your energy. You are so much wiser than you know. And they do say Leos were royalty in a past life, and what I have to say to that is your royalty is that of the Most High in a spiritual essence, okay? Like being a creator, a co-creator of the human experience. The next generation of the human experience, I should say, after the Great Flood. Like, you were just on like a council or something where you were making decisions. So why wouldn't you come here and enjoy this game, being completely unaware of who and what you are, seeing the experience of your co-creation firsthand, having amnesia just like everybody else who comes here. Alright, so let's see what the predominant experiences of your life were in this life. We have the self, choice, King of Water, and death and rebirth. Yeah. What did I say, Leo? These cards pretty much just reiterate everything I just said. You are like a time capsule, alright? I personally don't feel that every soul inhabiting a human body has experienced as many lives as others, okay? The human experience is just one of many experiences, alright? And as a human, you're shut off to your spiritual essence, your eternal nature, okay? So for you guys, this is a reiteration of everything is written within you. And I don't really feel that this was a life that was spent with a lover. I don't think that was your mission or a part of your experience whatsoever, especially with self here. Because then we have this choice, this King of Water, and this death and rebirth. So here it is where I'm saying you were part of the council that made the decision of how Earth would move on going forward after this great flood, okay? You were present for that. Your soul is part of that council. Even today, as you sit here being just a normal human being, experiencing reality, you are still a part of this, okay? Here it is iterated. You made the choice. Here's this King of Water. This is your Cancer energy. You were a master, okay? You were of a higher level in this life. And Cancer right here. So here's the Cancer card and the reiteration that you were a master of that energy. And then the death and the rebirth, the reset of humanity for the new dream of what could be, of what should be, of how humanity should move forward. So, Leo, that comes right through in your experience cards. So let's pull some gypsy cards and see if we can get any further information. But how fantastic for you guys. Holy cow. I thought Aquarius had a pretty out of this world reading, but I think Leo might take the cake on this just based on what I'm seeing here. Like, I know you were going to say, oh, whatever, you're crazy, but God, what I'm seeing here, like, you guys were there. You guys made the decision of how humanity would go. And if you dig deep enough, you will find that truth for yourself. I highly recommend spiritual past life regression just to get a glimpse of who you were, and all that information you have access to on how life truly works. Alright? All those secrets are buried inside of you, Leo. Like, wow. So let's see here. We have size, consistency, despair, and melancholy. Yeah, Leo. Do you want to know what these are all cards of sadness and despair and heartache and, is this ever going to change, and consistently feeling this way. So, that is you, the life, whatever was going on in humanity, because I know people think Atlantis is like the start. No, this was the peak, okay? And after the peak, there's a reset of what will humanity evolve into this next go round. What is the plan for this next 26,000 year cycle of humanity, okay? And you, in your mission, in your position, you were very unhappy with the way humanity had evolved and the way it was set to, move forward. You were not pleased with that whatsoever, okay? And it's almost as though, like, your physical incarnation, like I want to say demigod, like, that's not right. I know that's not right, but that's almost like what you were. Just somebody of significance that had control and power over humanity at large, like behind the scenes, like there was no veil, okay? You understood it all. You knew exactly what life on earth was about, and there was no confusion for you. Like, there's no secret, there's no veil. You were aware of it from day one. It's almost like I said, you were like a demigod. And so it's interesting to me that you would just be like a normal human this go round. But again, there's so much going on in the non-physical that we don't understand. But you incarnating into a physical body in this time frame, you are very disappointed with humanity at large. And they do say that Atlantis destroyed itself, okay? And that could be speaking to the energy. There was just a great disappointment. You were not here, Leo, for love, for romance, for the human experience whatsoever. No, you were here to change humanity, but not from a human perspective so much. Like, you had great perspective of both worlds, the spiritual and then the physical, and what is supposed to be. And you were not pleased with how things were progressing, and you were part of the reason, the feedback you give to source, to the higher ups, whatever, however that all works, was like, no, this is not the plan. This is not going as we intended. We have to do a reset. We have to change the course of humanity, because this is where it's headed, and we don't like that. And they say that the destruction of Atlantis is what caused the Great Flood and all of that. So hard to say, but wow. So I'm just gonna pull a flames card here, more to see what information comes through, not to give it any specific purpose, just because what I see here, like, I'm even like, what? So, wow, I'm sorry, and it's more than one of you, there is a cluster of Leos out there that, like, it's time for you to wake up to who and what you really are. Like, you are a spiritual badass beyond like anything. It's not even about being psychic. It's, you are magic. Like, you know the secrets of life. You're the alchemist. You have so much power. Yeah, you were disappointed. It is not how the plan was to go. You were very disappointed in humanity. In this life here, you were very disappointed. Yep, and look at that. Here, this man holds a crystal ball in one hand and a crystal in the other, and he lifts it up to the sky. And, you see his face up to the sky. And this, again, this to me is you presenting to Spirit, to Source, to the council that oversees all of humanity, and saying, look, this is what is right here, and this is what needs to be, and this is what we need to do to make that happen, okay? Yeah, your guys' reading is so different than any of the other readings I did, and I'm actually kind of like spooked out a little bit, to be straight up. So let's just keep pulling cards. Let's see what comes out here. So yeah, if you notice, there's something different in each cup, and it's a staircase progressing up. And I just feel like, Leo, this is another reiteration of the plan that you saw for humanity back then. And like, here's where it began, here's the reset, and then these are the incarnations that you have come, and now here we are. Here's an incarnation. It could very well talk about the life that you are in right now, where we become aware again of who and what we truly are. And you guys, like I said, are at a level that I just don't even have a concept of. I cannot lie to you. Okay, you guys are just there, and I don't even know how to read that energy or even understand it, to be honest. And there's an awakening, maybe this lifetime, maybe your next, where you are aware again of who and what you are, and you're going to see through those eyes of being like a demigod, okay, where you assess humanity once again and think, well, is this on track? Is this not on track? It's like you're an assessor, and your feedback is vital. Like, whatever information you send back to your higher ups there, they listen to it. Like, you have so much power. But I don't know, it's like you went to sleep, and because of the energy at Earth at any given time, I think that affects how much you are capable of accessing your true soul self. So I don't know, I'm not sure that the Earth realm is energy, the frequency of humanity at large is high enough yet for you to come into this amazing knowing, this just, you're brave. That's all I gotta say. For what you are, to come down and be this, like, you are brave. You are one badass soul being, entity, God, I don't know. You're something just out of this world. That's all I can say. And look at this. As I say that, this is a air balloon. You are something from out of this world. Yes, you, Leo, you are collecting all the injustices of the world through your everyday experience as being a human being with amnesia. And as you go through your life and you perceive and you see and you experience, all that information is, carried on. And because of what you're seeing, that does change humanity, okay? That's what you were doing back then, but you were aware of that, and you were disappointed, and you wanted to rid humanity, of all this injustice and imbalance of energy, okay? Like, that was the calling of your soul, and ultimately why I feel like you decided a reset was what was required. Like, you were, like, it wasn't on you alone to decide that, but you and the others like you, based on everything, was the collective decision to reset, and source, spirit, was in co-creation with you on that, because you're the ground crew, you're the one giving information, and it's so honest and pure that you are given power. You are given power to make decision over humanity. So let's see what energies of this past life come through with you into this particular life that you're living right now. I'm just blown out of the water by this reading, like, blown out of the water. Indigenous person for sure. So we have the shadow, yeah. If you suffer from depression or anxiety, nervous energy, it's not what you think it is, Leo. It's because of the vibration of your soul, because of what you are. All of the negative energies that exist within the earth plane is too much for you, and you might take it on as like your own energy, but it's really not your energy. It's the purity of your soul, your frequency. Like, it's too much for you. Like, humanity's ugly to you, even if you don't recognize that at a conscious level, okay? Yeah, and this life, I really feel like you are not open, you're not meant to know what you truly are, because you see this monk here, he's in this crystal, and he's flipped upside down, he's kind of in suspension, and you see the halo around his head, he's very enlightened, but he's in suspension, he's not doing anything, he's just hanging there, because he's perceiving. So Leo, that's your energy this lifetime. It's like all of that is within you, but it's closed away. It's not like you're really going to access it, and it's so much so that you might think I'm off my damn rocker with this reading, but this is your confirmation, Leo. Yeah, you guys are something pretty freaking special. Abundance. So with this card coming out as energy to come with you, you, Leo, you should have a happy, abundant life as far as like material goes, okay? You might have points in your life where you maybe do lack a little bit materially, but you have that energy, the alchemist, to where you can manifest and make magic. So if you don't have money, you need to reach out to the universe and ask for some of your magic and how you open up to that, because you are truly an alchemist. There is nobody else, no other sign so far that I've read for, that can possibly have the magic that you contain within you to manifest, to have a magical life. Like, it's there. Even if you are not aware of it, it is still there. It is still accessible to you. And, it's just really up to you how much you want to dig deep inside of yourself. And I think the reason why so many of you are closed off to what you truly are is because just the way everything going on in the world, if you were fully versed in your natural core energy of your soul, it would be too much for you. The sorrow, the pain, the negativity, the hatred, everything in the world, it would be too much for you to handle being in human form. The depression, the sorrow, like, it would be too much. I feel like many of you already kind of struggle with that anyways. And it's the reason why is because of the essence of your soul, where you vibrate. You are truly something special, Leo. Just out of this world. I thought Aquarius had a reading. If you're like a rising Aquarius or strong Aquarius in your chart, and you always cross-watch Aquarius, you're, holy cow, you are something so out of this world, I don't even know what to call you. Like, that's just how I feel about this reading, Leo. So I honestly, you're something amazing, and watching this reading is to kind of open you up to that and cause you to explore that, because at some point the Hanged Man does break out of this crystal because he's come into the perspective he needs to have, or the vibration he needs to be, to proceed forward without harm to himself. Okay, so wow, Leo, that's your reading. I hope that you have enjoyed this reading. It is so, like, crazy to me. So I get it if you're like, girl, you nuts. I totally understand. Like, I would not believe somebody if they gave me this reading, but you watched me pull the cards, and damn, I'll be damned if that did not just reiterate